Acorn TV, proud sponsor of Just Seen It, offers hundreds of hours of British mysteries, dramas, and comedies streaming commercial-free on demand. Learn about our 30-day trial at acorn.tv/PTV. When an ancient enemy resurfaces, the 9 realms are put in danger.
Thor, your bravery will not ease your pain. Your world will be extinguished.
So Thor must join forces with his evil brother Loki.
I need your help, but I wish I could trust you.
If you did, you'd be the fool I always took you for.
He will risk everything, including the woman he loves, in Thor: The Dark World.
Hi, I'm David.
I'm Jami.
And I'm Brenna, and we're here to talk about the newest installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Phase 2, Thor: The Dark World. We've all just seen it. How about you start us off, Jami?
The movie takes a little while to get started, but that's because they're tying up a lot of loose ends from the Avengers and even the first Thor film. So all in all, I really enjoyed it. Once it gets going, it really gets going.
Yeah, the film starts off slow because they have to set up a lot of the Asgardian characters. Because in the first Thor, they set up Thor and Jane and Darcy and Dr. Selvig, but they hadn't really set up Sif or the Warriors 3 or much of Asgard.
All of those guys got a lot of screen time in this film. Everyone had kind of like one scene. Idris Elba
you're right.
had
It was very balanced.
It was very purposeful.
Renee Russo got a lot more because she really almost got cut out of the first one.
Yeah, she was almost like non-existent in this one without being a spoiler.
Idris Elba got his time.
Right.
I thought Zachary Levi, who takes over
for Fandral,
does great, gets his scene, and everyone, even Jamie Alexander gets her scene. Everyone gets time in this movie.
It's great to see them finally coming into their own and coming into their own characters.
Yeah.
And so it does start slow, but once it picks up, it picks up.
Yes.
It's incredible.
The train's running, and you both touched on something that I wanted to also bring up, and that is, I wasn't really anticipating this movie. We talked about that, and that the trailers and that all the clips that we watched made it look like it was one big battle scene from Lord of the Rings. And I was so pleasantly surprised by the character moments in this movie, the fact that the script had really a light touch. It had wonderful humorous moments.
I think you missed a column.
Shut up!
Now, the story wasn't any surprise. I was just like,
Really?
okay. No, it was just like, okay, everyone's in danger, and they're all going to be killed, and Thor has to save the day.
But that's every comic book movie. We've had this concept. It's a formula. These are the formulas.
I actually think it steers away from the formula. Because,
in what way?
Yeah, it's got a main baddie, but the story isn't about the main baddie. He's just there to further their character developments and their character relationships.
Right.
Which I think makes it more of a unique superhero film in those regards.
One of the things that I was looking forward to after the first Thor was let's get Thor back to Jane Foster. Let's see what's going on with that relationship. And I thought they had a lot of time to develop that in this film. And I really enjoyed that. I thought Natalie Portman was good in her role.
Sorry, I just needed to make sure you were real. It's been a very strange day.
I am. Jane, what?
Where were you?
And poor Christopher Eccleston, he's a great actor, and he's just buried under
Chris
all
Eccleston.
this. Yeah, he's just buried under the makeup. He's spouting what sounds like Klingon.
Elvish.
And it is Elvish, though, and I kind of felt bad. I think that I would have liked him to have been a little bit more dimensional as a baddie.
That was my complaint about the villain. The problem is that Jane Foster becomes a plot device. That's one of my problems. And the other problem is
damsel in distress.
And the other problem is that the villain is underused. You have Christopher Eccleston. It's an amazing British actor.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he's not really the villain. We
not,
all
no.
know who the villain is, and it's Loki. And it's great to see, again,
That's a really good point.
Tom Hiddleston is great in this role. I mean, this was going to be the defining role for his career.
Right.
And got to see him work with Thor, and also he's always working against Thor, and I loved it. I loved that.
It's
play
really
between
creative the way that they made Loki and Thor team up.
And that's the way the comic books always were. Loki was Thor's brother and his best friend, but also his worst enemy.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is what makes him such a great villain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tom Hiddleston, I think, steals the show again. He's fabulous. He's nuanced this time. We see him being vulnerable.
Yeah.
And he's just got this depth to his character, and he has these dry, witty jokes that work in these environments, as well as seeing the softer side.
You must be truly desperate to come to me for help. What makes you think you can trust me?
I don't. And you should know that when we fought each other in the past, I did so with a glimmer of hope that my brother was still in there somewhere.
I did really like the design of the Dark Elves.
Yeah, that world was very interesting.
Yeah, it was very sci-fi, which worked really well with the archaic Asgardians. So you have like space battle versus Vikings, and it's really visually stunning.
Without giving away any spoilers, there are 2 great Marvel cameos in the film.
Yes.
And they're big surprises, and I thought they were great to see those characters in the movie.
I think they're actually, that happens in one of my favorite scenes from the movie.
Yeah.
And they're both humorous moments.
They're hilarious.
They're both good.
They're great.
And like every Marvel movie, this has a great end credit scene. That leads, two, exactly, two. So don't leave until the end, the final frame of the movie.
Yep.
And I thought that they both were great and lead up to future Marvel movies.
Fans will love the rich world of Asgard and the great character development, and newbies will love the comedy. I give it a surprising see it.
Thor: The Dark World starts off slow, but it quickly picks up and becomes one of my favorite Marvel movies yet. See it.
Well, the movie starts off slow. It delivers on everything promised from the Avengers, and I think is an excellent addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I say see it.
Cheers!
Cheers! What, I don't get a hammer?
Nope.
No hammer for you.
Thor: The Dark World starts off really slow, but it picks up and becomes stuff.
Acorn TV, proud sponsor of Just Seen It, offers hundreds of hours of British mysteries, dramas, and comedies streaming commercial-free on demand. Learn about our 30-day trial at acorn.tv/PTV.